For tonight, I have a special order that we're going to go in tonight because I'm trying to be a little bit more organized in my GMing. And since this is most likely the finale, at least for most of the characters, I figure we might want to go in a little bit of an order of how to do things. So I will describe the situation for everybody in general. I will reintroduce the characters so that we have a little bit of a refreshed memory of what we know about them. And then, in the spirit of Call of Cthulhu, I will make the players a deal, which they can accept or not accept, and then be free to do something on their own. However, before I do that, and maybe Angie started and she was, maybe it was a proper segue, I wanted to take a minute, number one, to thank IMT for how warm, welcoming, and encouraging all the members are. You guys are a wonderful community of kind and considerate and warm and inclusive players, and I appreciate it so much. And when I say you, I'm actually saying we, but we sounds conceited, but I do consider myself a part of it. So, but I'll say you, because saying we makes it sound just
say
too conceited.
He
for a Canadian anyway.
He doesn't know the deal that once you're in and once you say you're going to GM, you are never let loose again, ever.
And so I want to also thank Angie and Mark especially for all their kind words and encouragement in any endeavor that I've taken upon here. And if anybody does have an interest in joining the community, even if you are not a gamer, you don't know if you have an interest in playing games, to see what I mean, just come and join the Tuesday RPG Club. I mean, you'll just understand the community, not from playing them, but just having playing with them, but having a general Discord on gaming, and they talk about a whole bunch of stuff. It's mostly gaming, but sometimes it'll move on to other topics as well. So, and why am I prefacing this now? Why am I saying all of this? Because in the end today, if some or all of the players heartlessly die in some horrible or malignant manner at today's definite conclusion of the 4-part one-shot adventure of Call of Cthulhu,
4 or 5.
I do not want their death to at all be taken as representative of how I feel about the players or the IMT community in general. So,
right. I like that.
Sorry, Mark, you're going to die first.
I've led myself to it, to be fair.
Well, there might be a deal to be had. So we'll see if we're going to make a deal with the devil or not. So, our players at the very beginning found themselves invited on a pleasure cruise of a rich author's yacht. The rich author being Mac. All of the players knew the owner of the yacht, Mac, in some way. And they all have history, and they've all been on the yacht before. The yacht's name is the Delilah, which is Mac's now ex-wife's name. And they had set out to go, unbeknownst to most of the players, traveling to Liverpool, an almost 2-week journey, for the purpose of selling the yacht to a buyer in Liverpool. And this was going to be a last 2-week hurrah party, yacht, and then pleasure cruise to Liverpool. On the way, there was a deviation in course for an unknown reason. But it later was found out that it was Mac who was the cause of it, perhaps trying to extend the time on the voyage and delay selling his most prized possession. There were certainly enough food and drink to last for much more than 2 weeks, so perhaps he was just trying to delay and extend the cruise. However, in doing so, a ship was found. A ship which meant opportunities to salvage. It meant legal opportunities to render aid and assistance to any survivors that may be on board. And an investigation was made of the ship. So the players all set out investigated the ship, which was called the Grönland Tropisch, a reefer ship, a refrigerated ship that, amongst other things, had a lot of meat products on it, fruits and vegetables, and other milk product goods in its 3 cargo holds. On the ship, they encountered a strange occurrence, a creature perhaps that was really only visible to Mac and sometimes to Ashley. But, Ashley's state of inebriation or clarity was always called into question when she saw it. Maybe she did or maybe she didn't. Many of you, the ones who have never seen this creature before, all thought it was just the imaginations of the area, of being isolated alone on this abandoned, or at least not populated by live humans other than yourself, reefer ship. All except Mac, who definitely always saw the creature where nobody else did. At one point, you did find this crystal-like harpoon, very tough crystal-like material harpoon that was embedded in the wall of the ship. Later on, you also had seen one of these harpoons fly at great velocity and actually pin Mac down back on the Delilah. But really, other than Mac, nobody saw where it came from. The only explanations, harpoon was this maybe, 2008, 2009. Maybe it was some sort of Chinese weapon that's being made or tested. You really don't know where this. It's obviously either government-based or otherworldly, because this is not a material that you've ever noticed before. You hurriedly brought Mac back to the Grönland Tropisch so that you could render medical aid to him under a superior facility for as a medical bay that they had there. And you also succeeded in getting the generator working, and so you have partial electricity and heat back in the Grönland Tropisch, where it is currently evening. So again, we'll introduce Mac, who is the owner of the ship. He is a tall and dark, handsome person who's always sporting his father's old, very big, very bulky Navy watch, big silver band, a beautiful watch. It's a timeless design of a beautiful watch, and it is one of his most prized possessions that he is never without. Then we have Matthew. Matthew is a sports celebrity. He happens to owe Mac some money, but he is a close friend of Mac. And earlier on, Mac noticed that it seemed like Matthew was also wearing a very similar watch to what Mac wore. This big, bulky watch, one of these survival watches. But upon closer inspection later on, he saw that it wasn't really the same type of watch. It was a less expensive knockoff. I mean, while the head of the watch was substantial, it didn't have that nice heavy silver band to it. It was more, one of these little rubber silicone bands. So, he saw that it wasn't, which was a little bit of a bittersweet relief to Mac, because it meant that Matthew wasn't indeed spending money or buying money or spending money on extravagances when he owed Mac so much money. Then we have Daniel. Daniel is wearing, I think he described himself as a smart and casual, no jewelry or ostentatious showing of jewelry, so to speak of. Mac's lawyer and confident, and the only person who knew about the the sail of the ship and on why this was going to be the last voyage of the Delilah. Although I think the last voyage with his wife was, already many, many, many months past. We have Ashley. Ashley, a lot younger. I think about 15 to 20 years younger than Mac. Yet there was something between them for at least a short period of time. And their friendship has endured. And she has been invited back to the Delilah more frequently now that the real Delilah is no longer in the picture with Mac anymore. And then we have, and Ashley is very ostentatious in her jewelry. It's all gold. There's no silver, nothing. It would be gold. She'd be wearing the gold chains and gold necklaces and gold rings. And that is how she is. She's always very smartly dressed. And then we have Dennis Crane. Dennis is a very dark and stout, very strong character. He is obviously either ex-military. He's actually currently in private security. He has his own private security company. That has also done some investigations in the past for Mac and Mac's commercial interests. He sports nice dark glasses, but also has no jewelry, so to speak. And we're going to return to Matthew for a bit because Matthew also brought one more person with him. Matthew brought Liz. Liz is about half of Matthew's age and happens to be the daughter of an old Navy buddy of Matt who spent too much time in New York failing at trying to become a world-class dancer. And Matthew was charged with bringing back Liz to England, back to her father, where she would basically cease to consume copious amounts of family money in pursuit of an endeavor which she is not destined to succeed. When Liz first came on board, you may have noticed that she was wearing all sorts of jewelry and bangles, and she had silver bracelets as well and some silver rings. But as soon as Ashley came on with all her gold jewelry and all her fine jewelry, you saw that ever since that first day, all the bangles and plastic jewelry and silver jewelry, Liz removed, and she only wore now her choicest, nicest jewelry, the gold and platinum. She wanted to not be shown up by Ashley in any way. And there's a little bit of a competition between them. She is also, she has also taken a fancy to Matt. So I apologize. You can correct me. Liz came on board with
Dennis. Yeah.
Dennis, thank you.
And he was quite a fancy.
Yes, correct. And the reason why I confused them is because now Matt and Liz are kind of inseparable, which is something that Dennis is kind of looking at with a side eye. But at least Matt is age appropriate for Liz. So that was my failed introduction to what is awesome. Happening, because that. But most of it was correct. And now for the deal.
Oh no!
So you find yourselves on the Tropisch Groenland. You find yourselves with power. As soon as you get the power back on, you can hear all three of the large cranes groan into as if power came on and they were just setting, as if they weren't actually shut down properly. And cranes creaking and moving and shifting into place, especially the one in the front that doesn't work. It made a horrible grating noise and then stopped. Most of the lights on the ship, the emergency lights, seem to be operational now. So there's a nice red glow where you can partially see the hallways and the exits and the emergency exits much more easily because those are operating. And you also have the medical bay. So that would be on level 2, room 17, which is part of the emergency lighting, which is it's considered the ship's hospital. So you would have ample electricity and heating there. It is approaching evening. For those who have belief that you needed to set up some sort of protection, I will allow you to describe what you are doing or what you would like to do. But the deal is this. As Mac is resting in the hospital under the care of Liz for the evening, we will pulp Cthulhu this a bit, and he will get under Liz's care, under that one person's care, he will get back one, and I should probably call it by its proper name. If I say hit point, that's probably the wrong terminology for this, so I apologize. Yeah, no, it is hit point. Yay, I was right. He will get back 1 hit point. And that's with Liz. If one other person stays with Liz to assist with the care, and when I say assist with the care, it means stay up, make sure that, while Liz is going to sleep, the other person will stay up and change bandages and disinfect wounds and everything else that needs to be done. And you do not need to make a medical aid for this. This is, you are doing this at rest. If one other person stays to do that, then I will give Mac 3 hit points back at the end of the rest, which leaves 2 people to do whatever they want during the evening before retiring. Otherwise, you could just leave Liz with Mac and he will get the 1 hit point, but you will have 3 people that are available to do other activities for this evening.
I'll help out so you get.
Thank you, mate.
I'd have helped out as well, but
I mean, the 3 hit points weren't to save his life, but I feel like, as I'm kind of written officially as a friend.
Okay, well, that will leave Ashley, Matthew, and Dennis. What, if anything, are you guys doing this evening before retiring for the night?
So I was unfortunately absent last time, so I'm a little bit behind what the state of play is. Have we holed up somewhere, or?
Well, I'll tell you. So in wandering around the ship, you found a very well-stocked larder. So you have bags of flour and eggs and all sorts of food, a lot of dry goods as needed. There are stores of water there, so you guys are good for food. You did find a bulldozer slash a lift with the 3
wasn't it?
cranes. Yeah, forklift, correct. With the 3 cranes, 2 of them have been working. You did find the room with a lot of CO2 canisters, which are used for refrigerating cargo. They're also used for the fire suppressant systems. And you found, the appropriate tubing that goes everywhere. Many other things that you found on the ship include, aside from a lot of body parts, oddly stacked in a hold, you found a lot of rope. You have crowbars. You have a lot of this nautical shipping and packing equipment. You have tons of crates, fine chocolates. You did find some alcohol on the crew lounge. There are several types of crew lounges, but one that you did investigate, you got, from the basic crew lounge, not the officer's lounge or anything, or the manager's lounge, but the basic crew lounge, you have, almost a dozen bottles that were unbroken of inexpensive alcohol. You have perhaps other things, depending on how lucky a role may be that might be normal to find on such a ship, depending on what you're looking for. Would have there been anything that Dennis was looking out for specifically while he...
Well, only if we haven't already, what might be a good defensible position?
So I'll call upon the map where you are. Good defensible position. Well, what are you defending yourself against? Is the question. What do you believe happened? You haven't seen anything malicious.
This is
I
another
think the
thing, isn't it?
hospital's on level 2. That's where Mac.
Yeah, so nobody had that isn't a thing currently. A thing. You're not like chosen a particular
because
spot to
we
hold it.
kind of came to the boat and went straight to the hospital, and then patched him up, and we did the power on the boat, didn't we? We sort of did that straight away. Where we
Yeah.
kind of left it. We saw something. I saw something approaching, but we all saw it disappear as well.
I kind of recall, and correct me if I'm wrong, that I think people were talking about like the crew lounge, because I think there was only one way in.
And it is near the hospital.
I think that was mentioned.
Yeah, we
last
did
time.
mention that.
Yeah, I don't know if we were going to do that. I mean, do you go?
I thought we were going to try and protect the engine room, because if it gets in there and it turns off the power, we're back in the
Yeah, we did that as well.
cold.
It depends if we have to defend while Mac is in the hospital.
Well, I'm making omelets for
We're
everybody.
defending if we're with Mac and everyone else is in the engine room. Like one of the two groups is not going to like make it through to the morning.
Yeah, so presumably we're all staying together or in the general area.
Party.
Well, I'll take someone with me to make some food for everybody, because everyone.
Is that sort of like the main bulkhead door next to the hospital? Is that still in? Because I know the other one was kind of like
bent in, wasn't it?
yeah.
I think that was on the lower floor, wasn't it?
Yes, that was on level 1. That one of the bulkhead doors was. Both of them were.
There you go. That's what I'll do. I shall.
Level 2 is where I got the beer from.
Yeah, so we're on level 2. So I'll just go around level 2 and just make sure everything's secured. Like any exterior windows, portals are closed and locked, and the exterior doors are all shut and sealed from the inside.
It might be worth raiding all the like first aid boxes on the wall.
Yeah,
in the different rooms to gather supplies. In case
make sure it's as secure as it can be, in my professional opinion, and gather some supplies and things as I'm doing that.
Okay, so while you're doing that, go ahead and make me a luck roll. A lot of the first aid kits have been already checked, but we'll see what you're able to find.
Find the look. That's on the main. There we go. Oh dear. Then this is not very lucky. No, he's not.
Yeah, unfortunately, there wasn't much left to recover. I think you still have maybe a handful of flashlights left. You do still have a few flare guns. Whatever you have in your inventory, you have. Everybody is finally out of those wetsuits that you've been like walking around in, and then this crew cabin you found plenty of clothes, warm clothing, good clothing that you guys can use and be comfortable in.
I believe I did have one first aid kit that somebody gave me on previous. I can't remember who gave it to me.
I think Matthew.
Yeah, and to be honest, in this hospital area, you can easily replenish your first aid kit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's.
So if you want to wrap yourself up in gauze and walk around like a mummy and scare the other players, that's totally fine.
So yeah, I'll just make sure it's secure. This floor is secure as it possibly can be.
Okay.
I will make food and bring it all into the crew lounge, and then also unload the bottles of booze that I nicked from the ship before we came across.
There's 2 bottles of booze missing.
You'll notice that in the crew lounge, unlike in the hospital, the red exit signs are working, and the little red lights are working. When you do turn on the crew lounge lights, you do get light, but every now and then it'll just like flicker off. It'll be intermittent. It's not as reliable, and then maybe 10 seconds later, boom, it'll come on, and it should be fine. But they're just there will be these times that the electricity there is not it's not as consistent, but you're still getting heat in there.
Yeah, so I'll throw some food on the table for when anyone wants it, but also, and then I'll sit, pour myself a drink, and look, I'm going to grab out my bag, that book I found.
Ah, yes.
While I'm waiting for people to come back or whatever, I'm going to pour myself a drink and...
Okay, so I'll push that again, that little record, so that Phil can peruse it. That was actually, oddly enough, translated by Liz. Who enjoyed the company of a Danish for a period of time. I mean, the people, not the food.
Does the crew lounge have an exterior window? Or is it all sealed?
That's no, it wouldn't. It I believe it's all sealed at that point. So yes,
We might be able to use the light to kind of make it think we're in a different room. If we ever need to
I suggest the hospital.
Well, we got bait.
Exactly.
What type of book
You
is
guys
this?
must really hate Liz.
Is this like a folklore book or?
It's kind of a bit of a folklore book. Perhaps a little history. It's she's not sitting there and reading the entire book. This book, inside this book, at this page, there was this like fine silver pen. It was a fountain pen. It was open there, so it gave you the indication that the person who was last reading it stopped reading at that page, kind of being used like a bookmark. That silver fountain pen. It's probably quite valuable. It's probably from, early 70s, 80s.
What, the fountain pen?
Yes.
It's not in the book anymore.
No, it's not. So, sorry, so then I should... Ashley, would have anybody else known about the fountain pen, or do you just have it in your pocket and...
Oh, it's just in my pocket.
Twiddling around. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I believe it did fall out, and Liz may have... I think it fell out at one point, and so Liz may be aware of it, but I don't think anybody else.
So the only point that it fell out was when Mac called attention to the creature that he saw. And
right.
Liz, and Ashley I think was the one who called out attention to it. She was, I think, patrolling around. She definitely saw the creature. And then as soon as she saw the creature, she went to draw her weapon and fire at it. And at that point, the pen clattered to the floor. I think it was a dex roll that she failed. And so as she pulled out the gun, but I'm sure she picked it up.
I did.
After that.
Very quickly. So yes, that's where I am anyway.
Okay.
I hope everyone likes omelets because I'm not a chef.
I don't know whether there were any eggs.
The expression on Mark's face was not did not inspire confidence.
I don't mind omelets. Not keen on salmonella.
Ah.
I'm
You can fry eggs in gin, right?
It's only a little bit of ash in it while I was smoking and cooking.
Do we know if this term like skyapod, is that a made up term, or is it like a scientific term, or?
Would you like to go and make a knowledge roll?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Where are we? Education. Oh, just. I want to talk about. Yeah, I'll do that easy. Yeah. Yes.
I think that it would be I mean, pod would be foot, okay, and I believe that they would be. A skyapod might be referring to something that has a large foot, or a single large foot, or something that would go and maneuver around on a single pod. We'll call it that. That much you would know, but I don't think you heard the term from anything else, really.
All right. Okay.
So we know that Mac is staying in the hospital with both Liz and Daniel. Where does that leave Ashley and Matthew and Dennis? Are you also going to be spending the evening there, or are you?
So I make food and I'm sat in the crew lounge with a bottle and lots of omelette sandwich lying around people. And I'm reading and drinking.
All right.
Matt is going to be in the engine room drinking from one of the bottles.
Okay.
He's fallen off the wagon.
The engine room
Wow.
is dark. It's dank,
I've got a torch.
and it definitely reeks of diesel. It's overbearing. When you and Mac were in there trying to get the power back on, you had to leave the location every couple of minutes just to get out and breathe air, because it was so dense in there that, you know, without for any prolonged period of time, you would already feel a little lightheaded, and the headaches would come on. It is the smell is very concentrated there. So I will allow you to stay there if you'd like and guard there. However,
near the entrance, then
you wouldn't be getting much rest.
Drinking booze and sniffing fumes.
Yeah, near the entrance.
Yeah.
Don't get them too confused.
Is there any morphine left?
No, there's not, because I went searching for it, didn't
not in the
I?
engine room.
Falling off the wagon.
I'm going for it big time.
Well, you know, one last hurrah.
All right. So you're more staying in, I guess, hold level 2. So why don't you make me a we're gonna make a power roll for this.
Got loads of that.
Maybe not for long.
Oh, I'll be fine.
Oh.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
0.5.
All right.
I mean, it's no 0-1, but it'll do.
So you are a cold-hearted person as you are sitting out there and watching the engine room. You can't help but notice the eyes that stare back at you from this pile of bodies, this tangled mess. And the eyes that are staring out at you are not from, like, it's not, you know, you'll see a head here and then a over it a leg and an arm and maybe an ear somewhere else, such that this misshapen heap of body parts, it's just having these eyes stare back at you, you just have a feeling of things being very incongruous. Like, this is not the way human bodies are supposed to lie at rest. And there's a whole pile of them, at least a dozen, if not more. And you don't seem to be bothered by it at all. Must be thinking about Liz.
No.
Oh, I can't wait to
Nothing
bring
else.
it down.
Nothing will
Yeah.
get the juices flowing like a pile of body parts.
With a 5, I've got nothing else to keep you away from there. You are there. And why don't you describe then for everybody how it is you intend on guarding this place at the end? You can find yourself a chair and pull it over by the entrance, but how are you preparing to defend this against an unknown and unseen attacker?
I've got the fire axe, what we found previously, in one hand, and then I'm swigging from a bottle of alcohol in the other. Sat in that chair, and I'm looking. Any signs of movement coming towards the entrance of the engine room?
Okay. Very good. So what then is anybody else doing anything else for the evening, or are we going to proceed to our next scene, which is the next morning?
Yes.
I got
I
nothing.
think it's more up to you than it is up to us.
Well, I just want to know what you guys. Okay, so
Mac, do you want to do anything?
I'm gonna kind of lie here and groan perhaps, and perhaps contemplate my past decisions.
I don't think we've got that kind of time.
Okay, my past immediate decisions, or my immediate past. Anyway, whatever. That.
So as I mentioned, that our next scene will be in the morning. That was indeed a fib, a lie. So perhaps something
You can't do that. You're
happen
Canadian.
during the evening. And what I would like is for everybody to go ahead and make me a luck roll.
Oh dear.
Nope.
Nope.
Fail.
Well, that went well.
Fail. Yeah.
Ooh, 93. Dear me.
So yeah,
Wow.
you can kill any one of us.
We've got a 94, a 91, 93, a 75, and Mac, who's got us 56.
And still fail.
Yeah, he's not feeling very lucky to be.
No. So everybody sleeps quite well, except for one port in the evening, and it's rather late at night, and Mac, you hear something. It's quite faint. It sounds like hush, 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 and it gets louder. Hush, hush, hush. And you're kind of feeling a little groggy, but you hear that as if there's some sort of noise, some sort of scraping or grinding coming out from the hallway where you are.
Do you want me to roll my sanity?
Oh, you don't hear it.
We don't hear it. We're all. You.
I'm on more.
And as the noise continues, you hear it then growing less loud. As if something is moving further away. Still mute.
Danny, you hear that? I was whispering. I was.
You know what?
I'm gonna try and get to my feet if I can.
Sure.
And so I guess this is where Mac takes his gun out of back of his jeans or whatever.
Easy. What are you trying to do? You need to rest.
There's something out there, man. Can you hear it?
Can't hear anything.
Go ahead and
hear?
make a listen
What
roll
think
now
you
that
heard?
you're up.
Is this me?
Or both of us. Or just
No, just, well,
Oh, for God's sake! No,
yeah, no, you really don't hear anything.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Jesus.
the morphine.
Yeah, it whatever
maybe,
it was.
maybe if he'd like woken us up when the noise was at its loudest rather than after it stopped.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was me that was hearing it for a while. I'm going to make my way to the door, kind of push it open. I kind of peer out.
I'll prop you up because otherwise you're gonna either injure your, like open your wound or fall over and.
So you do see the red glow of the emergency lights, kind of giving bare light in the hallway.
You didn't hear that? There's something out here. I could hear it scraping along the corridor.
We were asleep. We didn't hear a thing. Probably should have put someone on duty now that you think about it.
Can I hear? So I no longer hear this thing anyway. Did I have any idea as to which direction it seemed to be moving off in, or is it just getting quiet?
I think you would probably have heard it coming from the direction of, we'll call it the west if we're looking at north cardinal direction.
Yep.
And heading somewhere towards the east before you lost sound of it.
So towards the kind of the front of the.
Yeah, and we'll say that door you'll see that it's open. The door that Dennis took such pains to make sure all the doors were closed that door between the AC and 18 is definitely open now.
Okay, so maybe dripping with sweat a little bit by the chill, kind of edged down the corridor with my gun kind of pointing out with this shaky hand in front of me towards that door.
It's just dark out there. You don't see anything.
What are you doing, Mac?
Something out here, I swear. I heard something out here moving down this corridor. You didn't hear it? It was fucking loud, man.
We should get everyone else up if you think you heard something.
Well, how far are you actually going to be going out?
I've just edged down the corridor towards the door, I think.
Okay.
So I probably wouldn't have stepped out onto the deck or anything like that. It would be
Very good.
We should probably back up wherever and the others were resting.
You didn't hear it?
Get them. No.
What about
you? But it's better to get everyone awake.
Yeah.
Than given the situation we're in.
Is Liz with us at this?
Liz is in the room with you, so she's very
Yeah.
Easily wake her up.
Oh, so she was. Forget it.
No, she could be with you. She was staying in 17 with you in order to administer care. We'll say that it was it's definitely Daniel was up at that point. Carrying you for you administering.
If I see Liz asleep in the chair, just
yeah, exactly. Maybe that sound a bit like Liz. It could have been. It could have definitely been, the fresh.
We need to find out where everybody was. Maybe it was one of the others. Maybe they were moving around down here.
Would put it past Matthew to piss about in the dark. Dennis. Or maybe it's Ashley hunting around for another book. Maybe she dropped the brandy.
Maybe.
Let's go find the others. Just in case.
And they're actually kind of down this way, right? Towards the... Were they in the crew lounge? Is that where they were holding it?
Yes, they were on the crew lounge, yes.
Yeah. So, I guess we kind of make our way around the corner to the crew lounge. Is it barricaded, actually? Did you barricade it?
Don't believe so.
No. There's only had one door, so...
Yeah.
And it's only literally up the corridor from you anyway.
And supposedly it locked all the doors from the inside, so...
Yeah.
So I probably drank a few drinks, ate some food, read my book, and just lied down on the couch and gone to sleep.
So I guess I come round to that door and I'll tap on it with my knuckle.
Yeah, sure. You're tapping on it, so you're not trying to wake them up then.
I mean, if we don't wake them up, we're not going to get inside, are
That's
we?
a good. That's the point. I think yeah. So I'm probably banging a bit louder than just to kind of.
Okay, so as you spend some time first knocking, just maybe trying to wake up only one person there, the latest
keep
sleeper,
looking,
the person
keep
on
looking
guard.
down the corridor towards that door where
Yeah.
that was open.
Okay, so fair enough. So you can go ahead and do that. Eventually, either Ashley or Dennis will open the door for you. They're kind of groggy, and go ahead. Who wants to open the door?
I'll open the
Thinking
door.
Time to
but
die, trying to wake everyone else up.
I
Yeah,
get
your
up, opening my door.
Head
open,
is pounding from the alcohol. It was not the quality of alcohol
I
that
open
you
the
are
door.
accustomed to consuming.
What the? What? Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot where I was. What are you doing? Are you,
There's something outside.
There was something moving around out here. Did you not hear it? Fucking loud.
are you joking? You've got more morphine or drugs in you at the moment. Yeah, I think.
Nah, that's bullshit. No, they definitely heard something.
I
There
think,
was something-
given the situation, we should play it safe.
Come in. Shut the door.
uh,
Dennis, shut all the doors.
So I step in. I look around. Where the fuck's Matthew?
He's keeping an eye in the engine room. Remember? Oh no, you might not remember. He's in the engine room.
By
Yeah,
himself?
he wandered
How's
off.
he doing
down
all the way
there.
over there on his own?
Didn't want to listen to anybody else. He just went down there by himself.
And I kind of look back. I see that, like a memory. Yeah, Liz is with us, so it's definitely not that. Shit, you let him. Never mind.
Well,
step
I didn't know he
into-
was going to spend the entire night down there.
Will you
No.
shut all the doors?
I'll go back and check check that door, that exterior door again.
So let me know exactly where you're going, please. Not that it matters. I just will describe it for everybody out there.
Yeah. So I'm kind of going into the lounge. Still probably feeling a bit crap. Kind of huddled in a blanket at the moment, looking a bit pale. Perhaps sweating a little bit as well. And I just kind of sit down heavily onto one of the couches as I go into the room. So that's where I am.
Yes,
I push the bottle of booze towards him.
I think he's on stronger stuff,
Yeah.
but the thought is probably appreciated.
I'll take my gun. I'll check the stairway first, and then I'll head over to the door that's down the end of the corridor that's now open.
So,
and
As
we'll
you
check that
check
out.
the stairway, make me a spot hidden roll.
Wait, is he going on his own?
No. Although, let's see.
So you do notice with your spot hidden roll that the door to the laundry is open.
Go to the laundry.
Room 16, yes.
I shall relay that back through into the crew, to the rest of them in the crew lounge, quietly.
All right, so you're just in that hallway. You noticed that the door was open. You know you secured all the doors and closed all the doors, and that door is now open. So you're just peeking in, and then into the staircase where you notice the doors open, and you head back into the lounge.
Yeah.
Are
so
you
to
keeping
take
the
us
door
to-
open
Is
to
that
the
where one of the
lounge, or are
bodies
you
was?
closing
Yeah,
it?
I'm just gonna sort of lean in. I'm not gonna go all the way. I'll lean in and sort of tell them what I've seen, but quietly.
Okay, so
So
I
the-
get up and go, it's that deformed polar bear again. And I get
Maybe it was Matt. Maybe Matt came up from the engine room, knocked on the door, and you didn't hear him.
Yeah, maybe we had to go to sleep in the laundry room.
Yeah, I think the laundry room's the last place you want to sleep with that body in there.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I get my Glock out and I give one of the Molotovs to one of the Molotovs and give it to Dennis and go, I'll come with you.
Your aim steady after those.
Hey, when I did that first thing, I was great. I won money off you all.
Fair enough. That's true enough. Okay, but yeah. Somebody got a lighter? I don't believe I've got a lighter.
I had a lighter and did I find it?
You can make a luck roll for the lighter. If you make the luck roll, you definitely have a lighter.
Oh my god, I probably haven't then. No.
I've got my light. The power's on, isn't the light on?
Lights are flickering on and off. They could be on now for you, yes. He's talking about for the Molotov.
Yeah, more for the Molotov.
Oh yeah, I've got a light. All right, fine.
Yeah. Okay. I shall borrow that then, and I'll I'll cautiously make my way over and listen out. Try and get over there as quietly as possible and.
Oh sure. So go ahead and make a.
Stop and listen every now and then.
All right. So you're heading towards the laundry, correct?
I am. Yes.
Okay, and you're trying to do it quietly.
Yes.
You don't want anybody to know.
Don't make it so stealth.
So why don't you go make a stealth roll?
You absolute
I am
bugger.
actually good at this.
Right.
Yo! And
0,
definitely
7.
be sure to check the stealth roll because you will.
Oh, 7 look, Ange.
Yeah,
Ooh, what do you
Ashley's
think?
not as quiet
Wait.
behind you, but she is behind you.
Wait, I'm going to use look.
She's gonna spend it.
Oh,
Good.
really?
Yeah.
I will allow you
Please.
even to push the roll if you want, but if you fail, something bad might happen.
How do I push it again?
Roll
Just
again?
re-roll it.
Yeah.
If there's, we will describe it properly as you are walking out and trying to sneak. You remember that the floors here are kind of very slick, more so now because there is heat. And so the ice that was forming on top is now kind of semi-melting and it's a little bit more slippery. And you feel yourself about to slip and fall right on your bum, which as a Canadian, I've done it many times outside on an icy sidewalk. So I know this scene exactly. And so as you try to stabilize yourself, if you succeed, you will continue to do so quietly. If you fail, you shall land flat on your bottom. So right
my
now, you
Lord.
have the choice of keeping the roll the way it is and making noise, spending luck to be quiet, or pushing the roll and failing to push the roll. You will have both
I'm
made
going to
noise
use
and
look.
fallen
I'm
prone.
going to use
Okay.
look
I love
because
it.
because before I left, I quickly grabbed out of my bag my in my bag I've got a pair of running shoes.
Okay.
So before I left, I quickly swapped them over. So I'm going to use the look, and as I slipped, I grabbed the thing, and my running shoes have got a bit of grip on them. Don't know why, but I have running shoes in my bag, so I changed them.
Excellent. So you are quiet.
Wait, stop looking like that. Has he froze? Because he looks like he's frowning at me.
So yes, you didn't make any noise. As you so describe to me now, you quietly approach the door. Describe to me what you're doing from there.
So when we're in just a few feet away from the door, I'll pause and I'll listen, see if I can hear anything.
Okay, so go ahead and make a listen roll.
This I'm not so good at. Oh,
So you know that in this room, in this room, you don't really hear anything, but you also know that the last time you were here, there were heaps of laundry all over the place. Laundry on the table, some of it got disheveled and is on the floor. So there's definitely a lot of, sound insulating materials here in the forms of clothes and sheets and bedding and pillows and other things that would be in a laundry that would probably make it very easy for somebody to stay hidden and quiet in here.
You know what? Fuck it. We're the only people. I'm just gonna light the Molotov and throw it in.
Wow.
Okay. You're lighting up a Molotov cocktail. You're throwing it into the laundry where there is tons of laundry.
Yeah.
I see no downside to this.
Are you doing anything else in there? Are you looking? What are you?
And then I'll just step back and train my gun on the door.
Okay. Go
I
ahead.
hope Matt's not been moving around the ship.
Uh,
Yeah.
There
Well, I hope you
is-
enjoyed your game, Britt.
So
Yeah.
there is a you throw your Molotov cocktail in. You keeping the door open? You're closing it? What?
No, just
You'll-
just
just,
just
toss
leave the
it
door,
in.
Yeah.
Flames erupt. Everywhere that the alcohol is spilled, everything is lighting kind of quickly. The rest of the laundry in there, despite the fact that it is clothing and sheets and quite flammable, in this circumstance, it is kind of saturated with ice and water, but they still will burn. The heat from the Molotov cocktail, from the alcohol, will be sufficient to start igniting things and have things start burning. So yes, there will be a significant fire in here in a few minutes, and there is enough of a fire for you to be able to see in there, and you can go ahead and make a another spot hidden roll.
Glorious.
Oh, so
Smoke is too much.
This is not our night.
it is. So you smell the smell of burning alcohol. Okay, you still smell the smell of a burning fabric in there. But you notice an absence of a specific burning smell after a few minutes. And it hits you
Meat.
what you are not smelling. And we will cut scene there.
Washing up.
And we shall move over to Matt. Poor Matt.
Oh.
Matt, let's just, describe what's happening around you in Hold 1, Level 2. You're sitting there on a comfortable chair. You found an office there on wheels there from one of the desks that was near the first aid kit, and it's quite, comfortable and plushy, and you're able to kind of stay by the door, and you have this big fire axe kind of, resting across your lap, and you're nodding off. You're not going to be staying up completely. So, as to whether you're up now or not, let's go ahead and make a luck roll. So, while you're asleep, having these dreams of flying objects coming from you out of nowhere, these spears, perhaps from the, from some Amazon tribes, and or maybe some space aliens. You're just having these very weird dreams. You're not sure if it's the smell of the diesel and being so close to that door that's permeating your thoughts and your dreams. But you are awoken by a sound, a scraping sound of like a and a clump, as something appears to, or something seems to, like as if something landed. And as you wake up, you see this. Go ahead and make a sanity roll, because what you see is not believable.
I see it. I'm good.
You are good, but you are still going to lose. See? 1 point of sanity as you see this body floating in the air, staring down at you. Its limbs are limp. You notice that its stomach is open. It's partially eviscerated. It looks like its abdomen has been chewed on, and there are now organs and sinew seem to be leaking out. One of the legs just hangs askew, and the other leg is kind of more firmly attached to the hip, and it looks like it's coming down, and it's approaching you. And that is where we're going to call a 10-minute break. and we'll head back up to our good friend Dennis, the pyromaniac. And when we last left him off, something was hitting you in the middle of your head. Like some idea came to you while there was too much smoke for you to see anything in there. And as you started to smell, to sense the smell of burning cloth and alcohol, the one thing that seemed absent for you was the smell of burning flesh. Because indeed, you do remember that you did leave a dead body in there.
Yeah. So can I make that assumption, or do you need an idea roll on that?
So you can make either the assumption that it didn't reach the dead body yet, and there's still time to go in and deal with it, or you can assume it's whichever way you'd like the story to go for your character.
I would
decide.
imagine with a Molotov, it would catch pretty easily. I think so. I would expect it to smell pretty soon.
It would go up quite quick.
Yeah,
because it's the laundry as well, isn't it? So there's probably a lot of material in there, and
again, but the material is very damp with moisture and the ice coating and everything else. The heat just recently was put on, so what little heat was escaping in there, melting a bit of the ice, causing condensation in the room. So
well, maybe not straight away, but I think it kind of dawned on me about quite soon.
Story-wise, it means that you're still able to, if you'd like, for the story to be that way, for you to safely go in the room if you like, or not. It's either way. But yes, Angie is correct. The place will burn. And it will burn completely, because as the burning alcohol and whatever combustible materials have dried immediately from that, as they continue to burn, the other objects in the room will start to catch fire as they dry out quickly.
Okay, so I'll like I say, I'll leave it a bit as it starts to, as the room properly starts to catch on fire, it burns. And it dawns on me that there's no smell of burning flesh. So this body's gone. Somebody's taken it, or somebody must have taken it.
I'll just say, you idiot, what are you doing?
Well, what the hell? Be sure.
We've only got 10 of them. 9 now. Looking at this boat's made of, I assume, metal.
Yeah, it's metal. Yeah, well, I think.
Well, I still think we need to pull that door shut. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, sure. The body. So I can smell it. There's no smell. There should be that nice smell of burning hair, burning flesh.
You know what? There would have been an easier way to have looked. Just look.
But what if that thing, this thing that you claim to have seen? I wasn't going to stick my head in there just on the off chance that you were telling the truth. So.
Well, that's a good point. We need to pull that door shut and contain the flame.
I'll pull it shut.
Right, I've got one with me. The rest 8 are in the other room.
Okay, better go and put some in my pocket.
No, because you're just throwing around as we've got loads.
I'm not sure. Is Ashley more worried about you throwing the alcohol around indiscriminately? Or is she worried about you setting the ship on fire?
A little bit both, really.
God, bad. It's metal. Well, inside mine.
So, why did you throw it in there anyway?
Well, I'd rather that than stick my head in there and have it torn off. If there is actually something here, well, there must be something. There's obviously something going on here. The
door was open.
Matt didn't get harpooned. That something shot.
Okay, which doors are open then? You shut all the doors. So
all the doors. I don't even know how that exterior door could have been opened again. I locked it from the inside. But
is it damaged?
No, I don't think it was it? In fact, I haven't got that far yet because I spotted I was going down to check, but spotted the laundry door. So
there's no door. There's no doors on the stairway.
No, there isn't. No. I was going to check that exterior door that I'd locked that is now open, just to make sure it wasn't damaged.
I'm gonna say that it didn't lock per se, because it's something that you can kind of open from the other side.
Yeah.
You would maybe see on the exterior of the handle where maybe the handle is bent a bit, or it doesn't look like it was handled delicately. But then again, you don't remember if it was like that from before or not, because you really concentrate on the inside of the door, not the outside.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe we should go and check on Matt.
And speaking of Matt, we're going to head back to Matt. Matt, you see this dead, eviscerated, partially chewed up body approaching you from right below where the hold is open, and it looks like it's coming towards you. Go ahead and make a spot hidden.
I'm sure nothing bad can happen.
The anticipation's killing me.
I'm just waiting for my skills to load up.
Oh.
It's gone onto inventory for some reason. Come in. Just give me a few minutes.
No worries, it's all good.
Spot hidden. Yay!
We're just building tension.
I've got loads of that. I totally failed.
Oh, how many
Everything is
90s are we
absolutely
going
fine. Nothing wrong whatsoever. However,
God.
you notice that the body. Did you want? Yeah, no. They won't. You notice the body. At one point, it just stops, like right in front of you. Its eyes staring listlessly towards you, and just drops, as if whatever caused it to be floating in the air, that power ceased to exert pressure upon this body, and it just flops onto the heap of body parts that are already there. And you hear something coming towards you rather quickly, and you hear a shh, and all of a sudden we will see what happens. So you feel something come towards you. You feel something like kind of swoosh by your body, and it happens to knock your feet, the chair, the wheels of the chair, and as it hits the bottom of the wheel of the chair, you go flying. We're gonna say, you go flying towards the south, in the chair, and you wind up crashing through. You know what? Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3.
Uh-oh.
2.
All right. Behind door number 2, you find a whole bunch. So the chair slides into door number 2, which kind of swings open, and you're flung in there with the chair into this room that seems to have different crates packed in shelves along either side, as well as there are hooks coming down from the ceiling that seem to have large carcasses on them.
It's going to put me on one.
We're going to allow your action next.
Do I see what's just tried to attack me?
You just felt like this, like almost like we'll say a gust of air, and then impact at the wheels of your chair as you flew into the middle room there.
So I'm I was drinking alcohol. I did have 2 bottles, but that bottle's going to be back where I've just been thrown from, isn't it? Not going to have it on me. Can I use my flare gun and fire it roughly where I was?
Yes. You're going to actually, though, it's going to be a hard roll with a penalty die.
Or can I change my action?
No, you said it. You said it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to see what option 2 was, but okay.
Close the door and run back into the room and shoot it if it comes through the door. But no, I said I was going to shoot where I was positioned before. It's okay. I'm going to roll a 0-1 and I'm going to hit it in the head and kill it.
Of course.
And it could be the hero.
If you do it now,
That's definitely how all the numbers are going so far.
That's how it works, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I don't think I've got the flare gun on my thing.
Let's see.
You just need to have it in your hand.
I have base chance with it as well because I'm not skilled in handgun or anything. So is it 20%?
That's good.
It's 20% for a pistol.
I think so.
Hey, it's dead.
It's not bad.
Be fine. I'll be fine.
Hang on. Inventory. Yeah, flare gun. That's very... Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. Do you see it now in your...
Not yet.
Hang on.
Inventory. Hold on.
No, it's...
I'm looking at my combat things. Yeah, I've got a flare gun. It's in my inventory, so do I just click on it there?
I'm wondering why. Let's see. Add an item. Let's go. Flare gun. We're just going to quickly add it. And while we're doing this, what is everybody else doing? Oh, I see why it's not there. Let me correct this for you. What are fellow players doing on top as the as the room is burning and you see smoke kind of billowing out from, the sides of the door.
Do we see that in the lounge?
Was that from the laundry?
I don't know if you would see it in the lounge yet.
Okay.
No,
Because if that was happening in the lounge, I would say don't open the door.
Yeah, I'm kind of climbing to my feet as best I can. I'm saying, I gotta go find Dodge, and I'm making my way to the door.
Has he had enough rest yet? I think that's sort of the question for, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Because you were kind of keeping you rested so you'd heal up properly by morning. But then I don't know if you feel if you've recovered at all.
Dodge is my friend, so I gotta go find him. He's been left on his own. I gotta go find him.
Okay, so let's resolve one thing while you decide that that's what you're going to do. You can give yourself back the 3 hit points. We made a deal, and I'm going to be good on that. We'll say that there was enough time that this happened after enough time of rest, so that you do regain your 3 hit points.
Let's go find Dodge.
And ranges. Okay. So, Britt, do you see the flare gun flare now?
You put it in melee, but it doesn't matter, does it? Because it'll still roll.
Oh, as opposed to ranged. You're right.
It'll still roll, won't it?
Yeah, for sure. It should be fine.
Oh, here comes... Oh, it might add D3. It's not going to add my damage bonus, is it?
No, it not well, because it's not melee.
But it's... Okay, well... That was...
Nice.
Would have hit, but it's hard, isn't it? So I've missed.
Well, you also didn't even use your penalty die. So, so what happens is that you fire this thing out. You hear this, okay, and it does illuminate. You see this bright flare outside the area. It looks like your flare hits. See where you are. Your flare hit. Hold 1, level 2, straight across, where the other 3 rooms are to the north. And as the light kind of blinds you, this flare kind of explodes inside, and the light starts to play off. You can see that there are certain areas in this room where the light is cut off. You see kind of where the pile of bodies is in the middle of that hold. That, light doesn't really penetrate there, so you have like this black shadow in your eyesight from the flare. And right beside it, towering out, you see this large silhouette of this humanoid creature, at least 15 feet approximately from what you can see. You can't see anything of it, but you just have that brief moment while that flash is there. You do determine something that is blocking the light from completely shining in you, as if it's masking over your vision. And then the flare goes out quite quickly after that.
My sanity, because I've seen this thing.
If you feel that this is a sanity invoking,
I think
thing, then
I'm not there, and I want to roll sanity.
but my sanity is just so good. Actually, I need to change it because I lost a point. You use the wheel to
Controlling the wheel, yeah.
No control while you.
That's what I'm missing. I'm missing the control. So 78. I'm all right.
He's done
cool
it.
as ice.
He's a cool dude down there.
He's just drunk.
He's
just
sitting there in front of all the dead bodies, not even flicking. He's just so.
It's the alcohol. I've missed the alcohol.
Definitely not a serial killer.
Okay, and so as you mentioned, you fire it, and then you quickly shut yourself in, and you close the door. Is there anything else you'd like to do while you're there?
Change my pants.
Yes.
No, you're too cool for that. We wouldn't hear it. We wouldn't hit a gun. If it was a gun, you might have heard it, but a flare gun, you wouldn't hear, would you?
No. Is there any way to bar the door, or can I try and move some boxes in front of the door? Not that it's going to do anything.
Oh yeah, let's make a luck roll to see what it is you find.
Welding torch. Such good sanity and no luck. Oh no.
You find...
So yeah, you don't find anything like a welding torch or anything, but you do find a couple of crowbars and some slats of wood from some pallets and stuff that you could use to barricade the door.
Crowbars? I don't want to open it. I want to look at it. 2 crowbars.
That's why you failed.
You did fail your luck roll.
Yes, but you could barricade the door with the crowbars. You could kind of like make something to put it between the door handle and the latch. What you do notice here, though, that it is quite cold. This area was never heated. It wasn't supposed to be heated. In fact, it is supposed to be cold. So you have barricaded yourself into one of the refrigerated containers of the hold that is used to keep meat at a colder temperature than what you would find in the general hold.
Awesome! I'm gonna freeze to death. Yeah.
And you can go ahead and make a listen roll as you're kind of being quiet inside.
Can't hear it. It's not there. No.
You don't really hear anything. And how long do you intend on staying in there at this point?
Well,
Forever.
Look at my take watch, and I'll give it 5 minutes.
Okay. So we're going to say that towards the end of a period of time that is at least a few minutes long, you hear and feel a bang, like some impact. It doesn't feel like it's maybe your door. Maybe it was one of the other doors. You don't know. But you didn't hear anything else prior to that. And you do hear the noise of something banging into metal. And let's move up to our players on level 2 in the crew lounge that have a nice bonfire inside the laundry they're enjoying the heat of.
Does anyone know where Dodge went?
Yeah, somebody said it was down in engineering.
Yeah. I think we ought to go and find.
Yeah, let's go.
Check on
Fucking move.
Matt.
Yeah.
Make sure nobody goes off alone.
Yeah. I'll be at the door pretty much straight away. Quick as I can.
All right. I mean, you're still moving around with a little bit of difficulty, but yes, you can. You can spend a few minutes. You're carefully heading out. So hold on. Just describe to me which direction you're going in and where you're going.
I'm going to grab a Molotov, at least one more Molotov on the way before we go down the stairs.
Sure.
Yeah. Ashley's, no, they're mine. I guess the stairs pretty much directly ahead, isn't it? When we leave the crew lounge.
Yes.
That head down.
Yeah.
They go all the way down to cargo area, right?
No, they go down to level 1.
One down to the superstructure, and then we have to get out on the deck.
Across the deck.
So that's probably the quickest way that I would think of. So I'm heading down through the superstructure down at the level out on the deck.
Okay, very good. So you do you make it down to hold 1, level 2. You don't see any sign of Matt. The pile of bodies here. Everybody can go ahead and make me a spot hidden roll.
One of them, Matt.
To be like, oh, we found him. He's over there, and over there, and over there, and over there.
Oh man, no way.
I made it.
I made it. It's fine. Oh, hold on. I clicked the wrong box.
Damn, Ashley.
On the ball.
Damn you. Dennis and Daniel,
Oh, there-
you both notice it appears that something disturbed this area since last you were here. It looks like that pile of body seems to have been disturbed a bit, and you smell this faint smell of like maybe sulfur burning, and it's the residue of the flare gun being fired. I imagine that's what it would smell like. If it doesn't,
smoky.
somebody else. Sorry.
It'll probably be quite smoky.
Maybe after this amount of time, not too smoky, but you do smell. Yeah, maybe the smoke. You smell something here. Ashley, remember that you noticed somebody called attention to the fact that there was a tarp over here that was lying flat after
Yes.
it actually seemed to have something underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that tarp now is covering something. From the shape of the tarp as you're looking towards it, it looks like maybe it's not a crate that's underneath this tarp. Maybe almost like maybe a bunch of boulders. It's so misshapen. It doesn't have, but clearly there is something back underneath that tarp That wasn't there when you last left this area.
So who stood with me right? Have we all gone down?
Yes. Unless
You
wanna go
all
for
went
anywhere,
down.
I wouldn't recommend it.
You don't see Dennis. Sorry, you see Dennis. You don't see Matt. But we'll say in the area where, on the northern part, somewhere between where the first aid location is and the curve of the hold, you notice that there are crates in that area and things that are covered by tarps, and you notice an area in there with your extreme success. Where
I just turn to the other. I go to the others and say, I think formed polar bear under falling.
I mean, that means it's definitely not under the top Holland.
Because it was flat earlier and now it's flat. Or it's Matt.
Well, it's not moving.
It might be Matt.
Everybody, I just want to see how quiet you're being. So everybody go ahead and make me those stealth rolls.
Stop making a stealth roll. I think it's just mean.
But I was kind of thinking, I'm probably not going stealthy. I'm probably actually shouting, Dodge! Dodge, where are you?
Okay. So
succeeded. I'm whispering.
Success.
All right. So while you guys are all being quiet,
stealthy at the minute.
Let's have yeah, go ahead. Let's make let's make a Constitution roll.
Oh, all of us?
No, just
for Matt.
Just Mac.
Okay.
Because he's wounded. His wound is, like it's going to take something for him. He's still suffering and around, like where the Kishkas are, like to start to shout.
Made it.
Yeah, you made it. So it will be a regular success. So that would mean that for Matthew, you can make a listen roll, and if you get a regular success, you will easily hear Mac, and in fact, you can also roll it with a bonus die. So for that, you can just toggle 1B at the bottom, and then make your listen roll. Okay. I mean, you don't really hear anything after that bang. It's been quiet for a while. And Mac, there's no response from where you are. I mean, you don't know where he is, which area to scream in. I don't know which area you're screaming towards, but between the combination of your successful roll and his failed listen, it just wasn't in an area that it's penetrating.
Yeah.
Because the electricity is there, you do hear that the CO2 systems are back online. So every now and then, Matt, you hear the hiss of the CO2 that's being pumped into that room to keep it at what's becoming a quite uncomfortably cold temperature for you.
Yeah.
Which is also probably what's making it difficult for you to hear.
And my teeth chattering.
Yeah.
I just turn around and go, it might be Matt under the tarpaulin. We need to check.
Have a look.
I tentatively
Your
walk
arms are
over.
still working.
I look at him, give him a dirty look. Walk over and grab the tarpaulin and yank it away.
Okay. As you yank it away,
I've got my gun in my hand, by the way.
Matt, you see a creature, a very large creature, hunched over and completely misshapen, as it is in a state of either what would have been slumber or sleeping. However, right away, as the tarpaulin is removed from it, you see it start to rise up, and it's
Deformed polar bear.
Swing at Ashley, and nobody else sees it.
So who sees that?
I shout.
You do.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I don't see it then.
You don't see it. Well, tell me, what do you... Sorry. What do you... I mean, you pull it out. What do you... describe to me everything that you have on you that you're doing.
I've got my gun in this hand,
Yeah.
and I just yank the tarpaulin. This. Which hand do you hold a gun in?
Whichever you want.
You're dominant.
Dominant, yeah.
Are you right or left?
Right then.
Okay. You don't.
So I'm yanking it with my left hand.
You don't see anything, but you. As you see this thing, Mac, what do you do?
Well, first of all, I suppose I better make a sanity, right?
Oh, right. Yes, right. Thank you for reminding me.
I passed with 60 on a 72.
Yeah, you've seen this thing before. It's there. You're afraid of more of a power roll than anything else, maybe. But
Sure. So it's more a case of, "Ah!" and I basically just fire a few shots at this thing straight away.
I might shoot at the same time if he's panicking.
Well, okay. So, due to the fact that you already had your gun out, and I believe it adds firearm adds 100 to your initiative roll. You would go first, and you can fire at it. And I think this is. Where are you exactly? Like, tell me what area you're in. As Ashley was walking over to where this was, which was kind of.
Well, I kind of figure that that I was probably more intent on getting to the engine room because that's where I believe Matt was.
Okay.
So I
so it's.
I moved ahead and I saw. I've looked back as Ashley's kind of pulled this tarpaulin back.
Correct.
You've seen this, and it's gone. And
okay, so you said you fired. You're firing several shots. So
Yes.
let's first see your weapon. How many shots can be fired from it?
Up to 3, I
once?
believe.
I'm sorry?
3. Up to 3.
Up to 3.
Yeah.
And is there a penalty for doing so or no?
It doesn't say.
Penalty dice, I think, is it, if you fire multiple shots?
Is it? Yeah.
Right. So you can fire those 3 shots at a penalty die.
Okay.
I will say that action is committed because of what you are, but because of where Ashley is, any critical failures will have a chance to hit Ashley.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's not Doris.
And
so
you can see it. So again, you don't have any penalty die for not seeing it, but
Cool.
you have the penalty die for the 3 shots.
Okay. But all 3 of them.
I think it's.
Yeah,
is it
I believe so.
alcohol?
Yes, I'm gonna
So I
trust
think-
Grid on this.
I think it's
The penalty on everyone. On them
Yeah.
all. I
Okay.
believe.
Fantastic.
Phil, did you concur?
I'm just double checking for you. I couldn't remember.
Turns out
if
it's
it was
lights out for Ashley.
Oh.
So first shot is a miss.
the second one.
Oh, sorry, I didn't roll the penalty dice for that.
Oh, it's okay. Second shot will be a miss anyways, but you can
Yeah.
roll one more time for critical failure.
Oh, 0-3.
That would have been good.
So that would have
You
been a
didn't have the
0-1.
penalty die.
Oh, penalty.
And-
I know they're right. Yeah. Damn.
And go ahead and make your
Um,
third.
Penalty on. God damn it! I'm gonna spend 6 luck on that. I think.
Are you allowed to?
No, you can't.
You can. So 2 of the shots look like they hit. So 2 of the shots seem to. One of them went wide off.
Yeah.
But you're pretty sure this thing is huge. 2 of the shots looks like they hit it directly, but didn't appear to do anything to the creature. Like it didn't seem to even flinch from it.
Oh.
Maybe more the noise in here. And so, as these 3 shots come off in this hole that is not completely enclosed, it is a bit hard on the ears. Whoever's close by, probably the ears will be ringing. And at this point, definitely, Matt, you hear shots being fired from outside. You're kind of cold, you're freezing, but you hear shots being fired from outside. And as you do that, you see the monster swing out and reach out towards Ashley with this 1 foot that seems to kind of try to envelop and grasp her. But misses.
Now,
Now,
because if it grabbed it, we could have known where to shoot.
Ashley, you can go ahead and also make a dodge roll. And the reason for this dodge roll will be to see if, as a reaction, you're able to get some movement away. You just don't. Okay, so you don't really move from where you are. You hear shots being fired, and you're kind of there. Something kind of slams down or tries to grab out, but you can't see. You can just kind of feel the air of something moving. And Ashley, you actually are the next person who can actually take an action.
I've got my gun. So I think instantly I would shoot it.
And you have a tarp in one hand, right?
Yeah, cover
Hit
it
it with
up.
the tarp. Hit it with the tarp.
Make it go back
I think
to
I
sleep.
would drop the tarp and try and run back or something and then shoot it at the same time. I think I'd be running and shooting, running backwards.
Okay, so
I mean,
go
if we
ahead.
put the top on it, we can see its shape probably.
Is that
If you
right?
I will let you do. Okay, that would
Bloody
hit.
hell.
You know what? I'm going to say because you are in close range, there's not a lot to miss.
You get a bonus
So-
for point blank.
Yeah, so
Cancels
you
out
get the bonus die anyways, which would negate the penalty die for not seeing it. And I believe it's not. It's full, or it at a hard success. It's full damage, but not double. Correct?
No, extreme success. You do the max damage and then you
Plus-
roll the damage
yeah.
again.
But I think for a hard success, is it just normal damage?
Just normal damage, hard success. It's extreme.
Okay.
you need-
So
you need
go
to
ahead
pay.
and roll your damage.
Do I have to? Oh,
It's what would have been an impale.
yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's not actually. Let me do it. It's 98. He says 1d10. So I want a roll a 1d10.
Yeah, 1d10. You just double click inside there.
I got to work out which one's the 1d10.
Hang on 1 second. Give me one moment. No.
Yeah, third one along.
There you go.
Nice.
It's a
Okay.
9.
Wow. All right. So you do see that that the creature takes damage, but you know that shot, had it gone into a human being, would have been critical. This creature doesn't seem to have the impact necessary to have done as much damage as you feel that it should.
Is there any visible indicator of her hitting it for anyone else?
No, not even her.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, chance. I might just swing where she was shooting with the harpoon.
Okay, so you wanna
Just 'cause-
throw that
yeah.
thing.
Because if I do it, well, no, if I do a swing rather than a throw, because if I do an arc, it might have a better chance of hitting something I can't see rather than trying to just throw it.
Okay.
Then I have
Is
to go
there
and pick it up again.
was there anybody else that was holding a gun, by the way, other than Mac and Ashley?
I'm either holding my gun. I think probably the Molotov.
Okay.
Rather
All
than
right.
the gun.
So. Okay. Very good. So that would leave us down at Daniel with a Molotov cocktail. So you see Mac scream out, fire at something. The air, the crates fired at something. The hull.
Please don't miss.
And then Ashley fires kind of from where she is, right in the same space, that same area. You see nothing.
You aim for Ashley, you'll get it.
Is it?
At least one of the evils are there.
wow.
Is it Dan with his harpoon?
I'm sorry?
Whose turn?
Dan with the harpoon rather than Dennis. Yeah, the Molotov.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, Daniel. You have the harpoon, correct? I
Yeah, it's
apologize.
just gonna have a swing, which I guess would just be brawling.
Let's see if it actually has.
And you have fight, brawl, handgun, and rifle.
Okay, with the harpoon, correct? Actually, if you give me a moment, we'll see.
All right.
Okay, but you don't like. Where are you? Where are you?
I was gonna go up. Like I was trying to guess where. I forgot about the penalty dice. But I was gonna like just basically run up and do like a sweep.
Okay.
Where Angie was shooting into to try.
All right. Well, I'll say if you're where Angie is, then again it'll be kind of point blank, and you're just swinging. So you're more trying to trip something.
Yeah,
there.
I'm just trying to like if I can make contact with it, then at least I can kind of feel where it is.
Okay. Excellent. So yeah, and you swing out this 6-foot harpoon like crystalline item, and you do come into contact with something, and I think you should be able to at least do your 1d3 damage. We'll do 1d4 since you're actually using a very hard material, and so you feel it thunk. You get a good hit.
And then can I kind of hold it? I try to hold it.
Just yeah, you just kind
so
of
people can see where it is.
Where it is. So you have this thing like pointing at the bottom of where it is, and I guess Mac, you're the only one that can see it still, and you can see that this thing kind of like it doesn't even pay attention. I mean, it hardly even notices that something smacked it there. It just seems intent on now the two people in front of it.
Yeah. So did I notice that Ashley shot it? Did I see that?
Yes.
Did it react at all, or is it just a?
You saw maybe a small flinch again. You don't know if it seemed to hit center mass. It seemed to have been a good shot to you. It did seem to go in, but it didn't seem to deter it very much.
I was hoping at least its own weapon would be like effective.
Yeah.
Oh, it's quite effective against you.
The other way around.
And yes, so at this point, we may as well do the full disclosure. You do see it carrying a bow, and it does have this big quiver-like thing with other arrows inside it, which are harpoons.
Is it preparing to use it at all?
No. Here it's like, actually, what you see is it seems to have lurched forward and tried to stomp on Ashley, but you also see that it has this huge jaw with sharp teeth that it looks like it can attack with as well.
Sure. So I guess I'm kind of standing there with my gun pointing at it, and I'm shouting, "Get away from it!" to anyone who will listen. I'll take one more shot. And
it's not your turn yet, but okay.
Oh, is it not?
I was just describing to you what you see in reaction to everything else, as you are the only one who can see. And
I'm hoping that I can at least show the Molotov.
We'll move it down to Matthew.
Yeah. Well, I'm still shouting the warning to Danny and Ashley.
So Matt.
As soon as I hear the gunfire,
yes,
I'll unbar the door and race outside.
All right, I'd like you to make me a strength roll, please, because it's really cold in there. You've started to chill.
I'd love it if the door frosted over.
Frozen.
I'm very strong.
Matthew dies.
Oh, you would say
that.
Oh. Can I use my luck?
Yes, you could use your luck for sure. I like it when you use luck. Who am I to stand in the way of how you want to write the story? That's okay. That's good.
Control. So 8 points off.
Those
so you
rolls
feel it's kind of chilled in your bone, and you're trying to take out this metal crowbar that seems to have gotten stuck inside and a little bit of frosted over and got cold in the few minutes because the CO2 is is piping in, and you didn't notice, but your reactions and movements are starting to get a lot slower. Still, somehow you're able to yank it out and open the door, and I will have everybody else other than Matt. What will this be? I use spot hidden so much. I wish there was something else like for this, but let's go ahead and use the spot hidden one more time.
If he's
Do you
yanking it out,
need me
might
to
be a
make
hard
it,
spot.
or am I okay? Because I can see that.
Everyone turns to the door as it opens and starts shooting.
Exactly.
Whatever you're
Okay,
yanking,
okay.
whatever you're yanking out, I can't see it.
Me neither.
Oh shit!
Oh my god, these rolls!
Okay.
It's another one.
Yeah. So,
Oh dear.
this is what happens. Mac, you hear, I love this is going to happen. You hear something coming, not from, it would be kind of, it would be kind of right from behind you. And you turn around and you see the door opening in the middle, and this, again, something looks like it's frozen and cold. It could be, at this point, it's a little bit white, exactly like that other creature is white. It could be a baby. It could be one of its babies.
Damn
you think
right.
it's maybe a smaller one, and it looks like it's coming out, and it has this something, this club, long pole in its hand with this jagged, curved end, and it looks like it's coming out. And your next action will be to fire at it. You rolled 100.
Politely remind me that it's not my turn to act.
It's not your turn to act yet. Dennis. What is Dennis doing?
I'm going to lob my Molotov at,
Yeah.
in the
Aim for the end of the spear.
Yeah, in the general area where Daniel was attacking.
Okay.
That's why I held the spear against it, so you'd be like, that's where its body is.
How close am I to this Molotov throw?
Well, again,
Too close.
that's the other thing, is that, yes, you realize that depending on, again, you don't see where you're going to hit it. So you think probably that it might be further away from the other creatures than it is. Like, you expect, like, you're going to be going, like, you know, where that thing is pointing, maybe closer to the wall. It's actually huge. It takes up a good amount of space. But from your point of view, you don't know that. It could be small. It could be, you know. So
just
go ahead.
Generally for the end, at the end of Daniel's.
Right, where the floor is 100%.
Other creatures. We have names.
Yeah, that's how I regard you at the moment. Other creatures. So yeah. Oh god, I hope it's not a throw roll.
I'm good at those.
Actually, I'm going to. I'll put the Molotov cocktail in your character sheet if you don't already have it, and that should trigger the appropriate stats for you. Molotov cocktail. So, it's under your melee now, so it's a 2d6 plus burn, and you're at 20%.
See it.
Now, I won't impose the penalty die because
oh my
see
god!
It. So, okay, it was a fail, but it wasn't a critical fail. So it kind of goes off to a side somewhere and does seem to start to ignite and burn. There is some combustible materials there. And now there is a light source in this place that will make it a little bit easier as things start to burn. It'll burn through some of the crates, and you'll smell like that burning meat, not necessarily human flesh because you threw it off on the side. But you did also completely miss splashing both. I think it's who is there? It's Daniel and Ashley.
Molotovs are not my forte.
Well, if we ever need someone to kill a room, we know who to ask.
Not me.
There's also we find out that the manifest was false, so they're illegally more like smuggling nitrates or gunpowder or something.
Does the
and
flame make
over
it?
to Liz.
Does it at least make it visible, slightly visible, perhaps? Like the flare did?
I'm going to say that with a 71, no, it does not.
Yeah, well.
There's too many other things in this room to cast anything else. But you, Liz, which we haven't spoken about, Liz. So as Liz turns, let me actually make a quick roll for Liz. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Okay. And what's her luck?
45.
Ooh. Okay. So as Liz turns, and she screams out, and as all of this is happening, you see she's clutching. She clutches something on her like by her neck. Seems to have this religious symbol. Maybe it's a silver cross or something. And she screams, and she turns, and she goes, Matt, where's Matt? And as she's screaming, she runs straight towards the door that opens, right into the line of fire that Mac is about to fire at. So,
oh dear.
So we're going to move it to round 2. Anybody with a firearm adds 100 to their initiative, which means that Ashley, but okay, you have the gun and you are first to go, so you can fire. What would you like to do? You don't really see it.
Muted.
I think I've not
But
seen
you
it.
do hear Liz scream out, "What?
Okay, I'm going to
is
shoot.
that?"
I'm going to shoot where it was, where I pulled the
All right.
tarpaulin.
Okay. Okay, so it's a regular success. You don't get the bonus die because you can't see it, or at least it would be negated with the penalty die. And
9 again.
Wow.
Sniper.
Okay, it's yeah. You're like, why aren't these shops stopping it? I don't know. Has Ashley ever shot and killed a person before? I'll let you decide.
Yes.
If there's any history of that. So, describe for us the circumstances under which Ashley has actually shot a person.
When things got hard and tough previously, she took up her family's business, pulled a heist, accident, and killed a security guard.
So, you remember, I mean, these shots are exactly like that. You aim center of body mass like you were taught. You fire multiple times in the same area. And when you did that in the past, you blew through 2 huge holes through that security guard's chest. He didn't have a chance. He would not have lasted. You landed 2 shots exactly like that on this creature, and it barely seemed to bother it. And now we'll move down to Mac, who rolled 100 and is now firing in the direction of the open door where
I do
Matt
apologize.
is. Except
Matt
Liz
is in the
seems
way.
to have gotten in the way.
And
Michael, you're going to
frustratingly,
kill Liz?
This is probably the only time I'm going to roll a critical hit during this game.
Well, I mean, you are rolling with penalty dice because you have 3 shots.
Oh, am I firing 3 times? Okay.
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
You know what? Let's do it. Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
So
on
that's
one
the miss
upside,
anyway.
it saves someone from having to worry about part 5.
Yeah. And that's a miss. Oh, damn it. That's a miss anyway. Yeah, so all 3 missed.
Okay, but you still owe me 2 penalty die.
Oh,
You owe me
if
a
I get
penalty
critical
die for the
failure.
first.
Yeah.
And gun doesn't jam. Give me a penalty die for the second.
No.
Gun doesn't jam. Very good. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, that's right. Nothing bad happens. You don't miss Liz and then hit, And so what are you screaming out to Liz as she gets in the way of you firing at another one of these creatures?
I guess it's a kind of a look out, there's one over there.
And she will respond. You idiot. It's over there. And she's been in New York for a long time. Yes, she's a Brit, but she really wanted to make it as a dancer in New York. And there's something about the American culture and guns that just seemed to got in there. And you see that she pulls out a 32 and aims it at the creature and goes, "Where the fuck did it go?" Excuse me, that's not very ladylike. Where the fuck did it go? And now she's pointing the gun in all sorts of different places and can't find it. And we'll move on to Daniel.
I'm going to try and make another swing to see if I can figure out if it's moved or still there.
I'm going to say that you still have the thing. You could see.
I can still feel it.
It's you could still feel it. It does seem to be moved. Well, actually, yeah. Stop. It is not your turn. It is not, because I forgot the hundreds that we added would bring it back to the monster now.
Yes,
who has
behave.
2 potential victims right in front of it. So 1, 2, 3 will be Ashley, and 4, 5, 6 will be Daniel,
Ashley.
and of course it's Ashley. Oh, Ashley, poor Ashley. And you, I guess, the only one that can see it now, Mac, look in horror as this thing reaches out with its maw to bite down on Ashley.
Oh.
And that is a success. So, Ashley, you can make a dodge roll as you feel this thing at point blank coming down at you. Not see it, but feel it.
Oh.
But unfortunately, because you can't see it, you fail. And this thing chomps down on you.
I might.
Oh.
And inflicts 12 points of damage.
I think she's done for.
I think this might be our first casualty.
That's going to sting a bit.
And
That is going to hurt in the morning.
as
I've only got 9 hit points.
it takes you down,
-3.
you see. Yeah, okay, so let's.
Don't
What
feel
happens
blasé. You're just about to
somebody
kill
at
me.
-3?
Look, he did warn you about this earlier, to be fair.
Did anyone warn him how upset I get if my character dies?
Well, hang on. You're not really dead yet.
Yeah. Your point as well.
You just find yourself now transported into the body of this British young dancer who has a 32 in her hand. So please go ahead and take on the character of Liz now, if you don't mind.
You need to give me a sheet then.
Yeah, no, go ahead. It's in the characters.
I can't believe. Can we have a moment grieve the fact that Ashley is dead?
Sure. So why don't we do this?
It could have happened to a worse person. Better person? I don't know how you're supposed to go.
Yeah.
Can't find the character.
Try now. We'll wait till it populates.
Yeah. Really sad. But while she's got it right where we want it.
Yeah. So you could see. Well, only one person can see it now.
Is that a sanity roll for everybody?
Sorry.
Is it a sanity roll for everybody?
No, nobody can see. Okay, well,
we've been fighting an invisible monster for like 2 days.
Almost bitten in half.
So yeah, let's. You
Can't
see the body of Ashley.
You'll die.
I wonder how that
body
works.
sees it all.
Kind of swinging.
Yeah.
Matt, you clearly see her swinging in the clutches of this creature that bit down on her.
As it turns her into a red
we
mist.
lose some sanity for the wound, and then we regain some sanity because Ashley's dead.
Her clock clangs to the floor beside beside Daniel, right? Yes.
Oh yeah. By the way, this is not going to go well for anyone else in the same room as me.
Oh no!
Failed myself.
Oh wow!
I failed mine too. Oh no!
Am I
And what
rolling
about
mine?
Liz?
Am I rolling mine?
Yes.
Yes.
You're coming out, aren't you? I guess. You
Yeah.
Room, right?
Yeah, you come out to see to this. Okay, Liz is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still looking at Matt. You don't really see this. You're like, Matt, my savior. And Matt is also fine because he's just concentrating on Liz. There's this love story now happening in the midst of all this Cthulhu tragedy as Liz and Matt are just like locked eye to eye as they're like, we are reunited. Everybody else will go ahead and lose. Actually, let's do it in order. No, actually, I'm not going to do it like that. We'll just roll once. Everybody else loses only 1 sanity. The adrenaline rush is keeping you guys
Do I lose
as
sanity?
sane as possible. And the creature does seem to be occupied now with this body. It's not eating.
Does Ashley lose any sanity?
She's dead. Shut up.
Ashley doesn't lose sanity. But Liz, interestingly enough,
She's lost her
I
head.
will say you turn around and you look towards the body of Ashley being flung in the air seemingly by nothing at all. And you go, oh my God. And you grab on. You have your gun in one hand and you grab on to that cross around your chest and you say a quick prayer. And as you grab it, you can see the creature.
Fire.
Okay.
Oh, you'll go.
So that would be at your turn. So because you have your gun, you're going at we'll put you at 140. But before that, Mac, you go at 160.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's Ashley's turn, and
Yeah,
she's
she's dead.
Well, Ash, we're gonna forego on this one shot the rules of death and dying at this point, just to keep the story moving forward.
No, do you want me to
Daniel
fire?
gained an indefinite insanity.
Hmm?
It says Daniel gained an indefinite
I
insanity.
mean, it says that every time I mouse over sanity.
All right.
Oh, okay,
Because
maybe
you had
because
that-
that was never resolved. I'm not sure.
Your daily limit go.
You had that funny turn, didn't you? That on one of the sessions.
Nothing happened.
We don't talk about that.
Oops.
So, Mac, the realization.
Sorry.
Not while there's no way to
That's
run.
okay. You're practicing with your new character.
Sorry.
The realization that there is now no chance for you and Ashley to reignite your romance as you thought you might enjoy weighs a little heavily on your heart. You're beginning to not understand why. In your head, you're thinking, My mother sent me here for the money that was rumored to be found in the safe. And you're regretting ever trying to come here now because of that.
Yeah.
But it is your role. You've fired 6 shots out of your 14 in that magazine. What would
15.
you like to do?
15 on the magazine. I've got 9 left.
Okay. You have one in the chamber always, I guess. Okay, very good.
Hey.
Yeah. Load one in the chamber, take the magazine out, fill it up.
I guess I'm yeah, I can see that Ashley has just been ripped to pieces.
She's still in the jaw of this thing.
Yeah. I don't know if Matt is that sentimental. I don't
No, no, you wouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he'd be sentimental. He named his entire boat after his wife.
Before she decided to divorce him. So I'm kind of backing away towards the engine room because that's where I know Matt is supposed to. I'll take a single shot at this thing.
Okay.
Before kind of making my way.
It's quite large and you can see it. You're only doing a single shot, so you can actually use it, get a bonus die on this shot.
Oh, okay. I shall still miss.
It's huge. It's not a regular person target. It is a large target.
And I've missed. Surprise!
You miss.
Surprise.
So you, as you're firing, it looks like you're about to hit it straight in the head and get that fantastic shot. And instead, the bullet lands as this thing is moving around its head. The bullet gets lodged in the body of Ashley.
Oh, nice.
What's left of her body?
Wow.
She was dead already. I
Shot through the
swear.
heart.
Yeah, and I'm backing away towards the engine room door, or the door to nearest to engineering.
Okay. So, Daniel, wait. Before we do that, who else still has a gun and is using that as their main
I
weapon?
mean, I was going to use a gun on my next turn. I don't know how that affects the order.
Mine isn't drawn. Mine's still in its holster.
It's still in the holster. Okay.
Yeah.
So then the next person to go would be Liz.
Okie dokie.
Now, sorry. Before we continue,
Ignore that one.
that roll doesn't count. You are holding on to your cross, your silver cross.
I am.
You said that prayer. Are you continuing to hang on to it, or are you letting go? Meaning, are you letting go? And
No, hanging
firing
on
with
and
two hands?
shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll grasp it and shoot.
All right. So you say a prayer and you're firing.
Yeah. So I'll shoot again.
Sure. It's
Yay!
a good hit. Okay, so you fire at it and you hit it straight on. That ammunition didn't seem to penetrate it or cause it any harm at all. You hit it and just kind of ignored the hit.
I just turn to the others and go, I don't think my bullets are doing anything.
Daniel.
Yeah, I was gonna with the spear in one arm. I was gonna take out his revolver. From
You can. You also have
his
the
holster,
Glock.
but then
Sure.
because he's right next to it, and he can see where it's sort of holding the
Sure.
body to just try and basically just yell at it, and then just basically fire it. I think I can do up to 3 shots. I can't remember. Is
Yes,
that with
you
a penalty
can.
die.
100%. And this is going to make a noise. Very
Yes.
large noise.
So how's that? It can be point blank, but then
A penalty.
do I still need a penalty dice for being
because
invisible,
you
even though I
can't
know
see
where
it,
its mouth is?
because you can't see it, You're point blank. You're just not going to gain the bonus die for point blank because you can't see it, but you don't have to roll with the penalty die.
Cool.
Wow, a hit by 1. Nice.
Do I do 3 rolls attack?
3 rolls, yeah.
Okay.
Just missed. So that's 2 good hits. Okay. So those of you that can see the creature, as you hear this large boom, and you see the creature being hit by 2 rounds of a 357 Magnum. Again, not the result you would think that it would do, but you do see that it is hitting home. There is damage being done. The thing looks a little weakened, but it is its turn.
If it
and it actually had its turn before you fired, but we'll have let that. That was my bad. So now it's actually going to target Daniel. Because Daniel is the only other one in front of it. And it looks like it is going to come after you, for those that can see it, with its leg. Because it already has something in its mouth. But you can go ahead and make a dodge roll.
It'd be funny after this bird runs out. It starts to run out of appendages.
You see that the spear is kind of now being knocked aside. You know it's moving.
I did it.
So wow. And you got a hard success, which beat its regular success. So you are able to avoid its clutches.
Yeah. Bring it on, pal.
Oh yeah. You want to see how much you can push your luck? That's good for me. And so it went, and Daniel went, and now we'll move it down to Matthew.
So, can I grab hold of Liz and I'll into the freezer? It doesn't like the cold. And I'll shove her into the freezer room, and then I'll scream at everybody, "Come in the freezer! Come in! It hates the cold. It doesn't like the cold." And is Mac near me? Run past me?
He's in shooting range of you, but not more than that. No, he's not close range. No.
Whereabouts is Dennis? Is he? Are you shooting or going to shoot?
I kind of guess I'm still near, more or less near the bottom of the stairs. Really, I'm in the middle of the room, I would imagine.
I can't see it, can I? I just can see Daniel like dancing.
It's still chomping down on Ashley as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna.
So you could see approximately where it is, only because Ashley is still in its maw. So you see where Ashley is hovering around the air.
Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna.
And it worked for Mac. He was aiming for Ashley, clearly, because he knew that he says he sees it. You don't see anything. You don't know what Mac sees.
But I can see that Daniel's fighting with something, or dodging.
You could see he made this jerking movement and kind of, slid out of the way somewhere. He moved away from the area where Ashley is floating in the air. Angie, I'm sorry.
So, can I run up to the side of Daniel and swing my fire axe in what I guess is where the creature is, a location?
You would more likely want to do that in the area where you see the body floating.
Oh, the actual body floating, yeah. So, I'll launch an attack at...
Okay, so you call for everybody to go in the fridge, and you head towards it to launch your attack. Go ahead, and again, I won't impose a penalty die because you're getting up to close range. But you will be in close range, and you will be an eligible target now.
So I was going to swing with my axe. Where's the axe gone?
All right, let's see.
Large.
Oh, if I didn't add it, let me see if I'm sorry.
I think it was on.
It's in your inventory. No, I'll get you one there quickly. All right, we'll just put the wood axe in there.
No, it's okay. I'll go with the carving knife.
Okay, but you do have the axe there now. Well, yeah, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I'm better with a knife. So yeah, I'll stick it or try to stick it. Oh, rubbish. No,
not. But you did get close to it, so great success.
So there's that.
Step back.
Better effect.
I don't fancy going back in the freezer.
Dennis, no, you're getting warmed up now.
So did Daniel drop that harpoon, or has he still got hold of it?
I got it still in one hand.
Ah, right. God.
But the harpoon is no longer pointing towards the creature.
Ashley dropped her gun when she died.
It's now only Ashley is the only thing that is giving the party any hope at all of seeing the creature, other than Liz.
I suppose Ashley had any Molotovs on her.
I did have one and my gun.
Yeah, so the gun is now
set Ashley on fire. We could ignite the Molotov in his mouth.
And I'm going to say that the Molotov cocktail does fall, crash to the floor. And the alcohol is around the area.
Okay, in which case I shall light the lighter, flick the lighter, and hurl it at the.
Before you do that,
your throw is 20%.
In memory of Ashley. In memory of Ashley.
Just drop it.
Yeah.
I would like Ashley to make the luck roll.
Oh my god, you're having.
Yeah. Did she elect
one more roll?
Yeah, no.
With advantage. You have to make this roll.
Is that just a roll again?
Oh, that is fantastic. Hard success. As Ashley, we'll say, as Ashley is in the maw, and as Mac fires at the creature, but hits Ashley instead, his arrow pierces the Molotov cocktail, igniting it. And now Ashley and the creature are both aflame. Oh. And I think that is enough to prompt everybody to roll a sanity check. As you see these flames enveloping both Ashley, but also this creature giving it
for fuck's sake.
Form. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Is that you lose extra sanity?
That's maximum loss, I think.
I just rolled a 3.
Yes. So, Mac, you lose 8 sanity.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
And
that's not good.
Mac, it's your old flame.
I think you need to make a subsequent roll as the realization comes that your bullet just pierced Ashley's body. Set the Molotov cocktail on fire, and now you could see this thing burning and Ashley, and they're kind of like melding together almost in flame in this horrific scene. So go ahead and let's roll on
my intelligence, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you went out soaked in alcohol.
Oh, of course I'm going to make that one.
Okay, so there is. Damn it! No sanity roll. But
could I spend some luck to push it up to a fail?
I know, eh? Let's just see. Oh, you would have. Okay, that would have been fun. yes, you would have had a new mania, but you don't. So
Oh.
that was just for fun
Okay.
to see what would happen. But there is Molotov cocktail damage that does occur. So let's just see how this thing likes fire. Because Matt
It's
said
like
it
for words.
hated the cold. So if it hated this cold, this aquatic creature that swims around the Pacific Ocean and you know terrorizes ships on iceberg but hates the cold, then it must love the heat, right? So let's take a look
So it'll
at
stay in the fire to take more damage.
so where do we who had the Molotov cocktail right now? It's 2d6 plus burn.
Burn, yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna roll that and see.
I mean, Matt
Ooh.
just presumes it was scared of the cold because it didn't come in the freezer room, but maybe it was scared of Matt.
I mean,
That makes
when
more
you're, I mean,
sense.
yeah, I mean, when your lamb roast is putting itself in the fridge, like, why bother?
So, Dennis, while that was occurring, and you realize now that that the Molotov cocktail, you are free to actually take an action and do what you like as you see
I
this
am
thing.
going
You
to.
can definitely see it now.
You could see.
I am going
yes,
to-
see this.
yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to run and grab the Glock that Ashley dropped and just like both double, yeah. Two
Guns
guns,
akimbo.
bam, 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 bam. Guns
Yeah.
akimbo, that's the strategy.
Oh, all right. So,
Ba-ba-ba.
let me get you the Glock in
Open
your.
up with both guns.
Yeah. At least we know Max, the only one who's rolling hundreds today.
Hey, 2 so far. That's pretty good
What
going.
happened? What happened to the shotgun?
Actually, I was carrying one of those at one point.
Yeah, I gave you the shotgun oil.
You
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
That's probably the best weapon.
So go ahead and I
Thanks,
guess
Mike.
fire your. I don't know if you're going to be able to fire 3 shots of the 45 automatic with one hand. So I'm going to say if you're actually taking the Glock in the other hand and you're not firing, the 45 will be too unwieldy to fire 3 shots accurately at all. But you know, player choice.
Yeah,
let's go with it.
Just fire wildly. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you know what? Yeah.
Whether they're like penalty dice or not, just like
Right.
Like,
So the Glock, yeah, all 4 will have penalty dice on them. You can go ahead and roll your 45 auto 3 times.
okay.
And this is the first time you're using it, right?
Sorry. Yeah, that's I've not rolled that with penalty dice. So I'll
Yeah.
roll
And roll it one more for the
Fail.
penalty die to see if it blows up in your hand.
Jesus.
Let's see. There we go. The D10 that rolled? No.
No.
All right. Okay.
Click on the +1 B down.
Oh, just roll one more time for the penalty
Oh,
for this
okay.
one,
Okay.
and then you'll roll.
There we go. 45.
Okay, nothing happens. Now you go ahead and roll your. You'll roll a second shot with your penalty die. Whoa!
Oh shit!
Holy crap!
07 or 07?
Penetration.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well that is full damage, I believe.
That's 12 points of damage, and then you roll the damage again.
Yeah.
Roll the damage one more time. Let's see what you do.
D10 plus 2.
Whoa!
Nice.
Total damage on that one shot was 24 points of damage.
Yeah.
That thing
Does it
is
feel it?
not looking very good at all. And it seems to have felt that. Now, that was only 2 of your shots.
It
So you
was
have
only
one
2
more,
shots. Yeah, one more shot.
one more shot with the
Fingers crossed.
45 and then one more with the Glock.
Just remember your penalty dice. Yeah. Oh!
Wow.
Wow, that's so awesome.
Oh,
Look
could
at
you
his
spend
little
50
face.
Yeah,
Look at his little
we
face.
spent 15 luck to make an extreme success.
Do it.
I'm going to say...
Oh, you can't. It's combat roll.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Oh, it's a shame.
But that would have been awesome.
All right.
The system says he can do it.
It does.
So roll your damage and then roll the Glock as you fire that.
Okay.
Okay.
7, and
Nice.
then the Glock. That's a penalty dice as well,
Yes.
isn't it?
Oh, shame.
So,
It's a hit, though.
um,
Oh, it is.
It might still it'll still contribute.
it is a hit. Go ahead and roll your die damage,
That just a straight D10.
Pow.
Yeah.
and that is enough.
Yeah.
Down,
What?
even through its armor.
Wow.
And this thing-
I assume this armor was like a
And
5.
it continues to burn, and the smell of Ashley is permeating here.
Had some perfume on, that might have helped.
And
Juniper.
but you think you might see a twitch from it. It hasn't been that long. What
A twitch
I'm
from
going
Ashley or
to
a twitch from the
allow us.
monster?
Sorry,
A twitch from Ashley or a twitch from the monster?
Ashley.
Oh,
Oh, per hour of misery.
yeah.
Just make sure she's dead.
You've got one action. You've got one action. What's
I mean,
it
it
gonna
is
be?
Cthulhu, but that got dark.
That's yeah.
All right. The twitch
Burn
was
You want to use his
stopped.
fire axe?
I mean, who's going to reach into a conflagration to try and pull her out?
Unexpected. I mean, there's okay.
I mean,
Wow.
if I could try to fish her out with the spear if the thing's let go.
Wow.
So,
Critically fails. Stabs her.
The-
Shotgun.
uh,
I mean, I don't think you appreciate how hard it is to reach into an inferno to drag someone out.
as the burning continues, the CO2 fire suppressant seems to come online and extinguish the fire from this area. Dennis, you hear your phone ring.
What? I just pause for a minute.
It's his satellite phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So, kind of look a bit dumbfounded, and then open it
And
up.
so as you look at your phone, you can see that it actually has a satellite. No, there must be a satellite like coming over, and you hear it ringing.
Yeah. So yeah, look kind of dumbfounded, stare at it.
You wanna get that?
And then just kind of answer it. Hello.
Number.
You hear this woman's
It's
voice.
the call
at the
about
other
internet.
end. Mac, where's Mac?
Oh, it's his mum.
Back. It's your mum.
Mac,
I'll make a
I
strategy
didn't hear
roll.
from you. You haven't radioed in a few days. Did you find it?
What?
Did you find it?
Yeah, we found it. We found
And the line cuts as you look at the phone, and it seems like the satellite coverage is not in play anymore.
I just look, staring. I'm staring at this phone. Fuck.
Probably the craziest thing that's happened today.
I'll make a sanity.
You left your sandwiches at the marina.
Did you get some clean underpants?
Did you brush your teeth this morning?
I guess I'm kind of going through some kind of temporary insanity, right? I just kind of stupidly just hand the phone back to Dennis.
Epilogue.
Yeah, I'm going.
As day breaks on over the Greenland Tropish, you are able to get diesel into the motor of your motorboat. You are able to get back to the Delilah, where you wait for the satellite to come into range again for the satellite phone. You spend the time that you have on the satellite phone calling for the Coast Guard and giving your exact location as to where you are and the nature of your distress. While waiting there, you have a lot of alcohol and food and bodies to take care of. you're able to perform some minor repairs to your ship and to the radio at least, and try to get the ship to work again, which, given a few days, we don't need to make rolls. How are we ending this story? What is happening over the next couple of days until the...
To keep the monster as like a figurehead when you go into port.
Coast Guard is able to arrive.
That's a good point. After it's dead, is everybody able to see this thing, or is it?
That really depends on how much time you spent. So no, people, not everybody. Mac continues to be able to see it. Liz every now and then. But you're able to cover it with the tarp and then see the shape of it.
Because I think, given like the weirdness of it, I think it's probably something we should take with, especially those like fancy crystal whatevers, because that's going to be.
It's there's stuff like flour and stuff in the kitchen, isn't there?
What are you going to do? Bake it into a cake?
No, I'm going to cover it with
Only
flour.
time to make a cake.
So covering it with flour does show the outline of a creature that is quite horrific. That everybody has
roll.
seen before.
Fail.
They'll kill each other.
Yeah, D6, and you will not come back to the ship. Once you head back to the Delilah, you are never coming back here.
Did you say my sanity is now down to 17?
Oh my god!
I don't think anyone is making it to Liverpool alive, but that's just me. Have a good night, gentlemen.
Uncover the name of it
The
for
straight
everybody.
jacket waited.
I guess Mac was going quietly nuts when they came across to the Delilah. He's kind of locked himself in his cabin, and he's not coming out.
And what are we doing with the body of Ashley?
What body?
Burial at sea?
Throw it overboard.
I thought she was cremated along with him.
Wow, disrespectful.
So
Oh, you're right. She's right. We get a dustpan and brush. We scoop them. Yeah, she's burial at sea.
Wow.
So we just
Already been cremated, hasn't she? So yeah.
I thought we just torched the ship.
I mean, you kind of did set it on fire with your marvelous Molotov toss earlier, so it is currently burning.
Yeah, let's just open the doors, let it take its course.
Yeah, you know what? Let's say that yes, it's the fire was still burning then, and
If Matt gets his sanity back, he's going to try and talk everybody out of letting the ship burn. Because it's still salvage, right?
There was that chest. That was the safe or something you mentioned.
Yes, there is a safe in the captain's quarters that I've got to get open. Well,
I don't think with your sanity checks that you're heading back there. But
no, we're probably not going back aboard.
Yeah. But before you left, you did remember about the safe. You did go in and you find not much in there. It's about probably the equivalent of what would be in US dollars, probably $150,000, and a manifest of the crew and how much is owed for the crew.
A 1975 issue of Mayfair.
Yeah. And
that's worth a lot.
As you guys are as you guys travel back on the motorboat, heading back towards Delilah, huddled together, desperate for warmth, you look back towards the iceberg and the old reefer. The scene is almost picturesque. Even the wind seems to have calmed down. However, as you're looking at it, you don't know if it's a trick of the eye or not, but it looks like something beyond the reefer. Something white seems to shift and move and pull down and fall from the iceberg into the dark waters with a large splash. You are all very tired. Your eyes must be playing tricks on you. Surely the thing is not following you.
I mean, it could just be some ice breaking off the iceberg.
100%. That's exactly what most likely it is not.
Wow.
Mac's response to that is.
And I think
Global
that
warming.
is where we shall conclude the story. As an epilogue, the Coast Guard does make it back and is able to tow or assist you with effecting repairs to make the ship somewhat navigable. That's a word. It's a word now. Navigable.
Past midnight. We'll let you go away with that.
And as we end here, if you want, I can divulge a couple of the secrets and interesting facts that may not have been covered 100%.
We want the answers.
So, because I did such a poor job as a GM, the reason why some were able to see it and others not had to do with wearing silver on their body.
Right.
I had no idea.
The watch.
I thought it was
and
silver.
that's and so even at the end, while Liz was wearing silver and perhaps able to see it because of that, I always made sure to mention she was holding her cross.
Necklace.
Because I wanted to make sure I wasn't giving it away, but because of Cthulhu, it could also be because of the religious symbolism.
I thought it was that.
When it was heavily mentioned, I thought, like, was that it? I was like,
it was
I
a
don't remember.
fountain pen.
The fountain pen, yes, thank
Oh
you.
my god.
I thought it was a
Whittling
silver
with the fountain pen, the silver fountain pen.
Yeah.
They put in the a silver razor blade, an old-fashioned silver razor blade as well.
Yeah.
For those reasons, to be able to hold it and see it, and that's why he went insane.
Yeah.
He was holding it to protect himself. The flower idea was an excellent idea. That was one of the ways when I describing the larder. The good on you that you did that. Honestly, shooting it is the least effective way at combating it because it has 5 armor. But those 357s
was worse.
Sorry?
I would say that stabbing it seemed to do worse than shooting it.
Yeah, well. So
I thought that would have been a good idea. I thought it would have been.
And of course they leave the bulldozer there, the forklift and all the cranes and stuff for you guys to use your imagination and try to pull it and trap it. And
I had visions of like charging into it with the forklift truck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that you could have definitely played with forklifts and stuff like that as well. But yes,
a forklift truck.
What about the CO2? Could we have done something with the CO2?
100%. Yes, the CO2 was also there
pressurized canisters.
for freezing and stuff like that. 100%, and describing you being chilled in the refrigerator as well was also an attempt. I really, all of the things in the story that I tried to portray and give a little bit of context to. It wasn't because I was a good GM embellishing and describing the environment. It was all purposeful. So, because I'm not that good to make these things up and to know what's on a ship and everything.
I think you did a great job.
It was fantastic.
It was fantastic. Yeah, loved it. It was brilliant.
Been brilliant.
I'm happy. For my debut GM on IMT, I'm really happy to have done it with you guys. That's an experience I'll never forget.
That was amazing. Thank you very much.
Love you.
Yeah.
And I promise that was the last session of our one shot.
And I'm kind of sad about it.
I'm sad.
There's no eggs hidden on the yacht.
I'm sad about Ashley.
I'm very sad about Ashley.